Hey guys, Adam here with AmericanMuscle.com, and today we're taking a closer look at and installing the Borla Stinger S-Type axleback exhaust available for the 2013 and 14 Mustang GT. Now, if you're the owner of that late S197.50, you might be in the market for an exhaust change, something to give you a more aggressive, noticeable sound with a big upgrade in appearance and quality of construction. Now, if you're looking for that, you might not be in the market for a full catback, something to break the bank. You might be looking to stay on a tighter budget. This axleback here from Borla is definitely gonna do the trick. Now, as you heard from our sound clips, I'm gonna give this one 3 out of 5 on our loudness meter when it comes to the axlebacks. 3 out of 5 being it's pretty aggressive, as you heard. There's not a ton of drone inside the cabin, but it's definitely gonna give you a big growl, especially at wide open throttle. At idle, this thing is pretty tamed. It's not a whole lot going on as far as volume at idle, but once you start getting on the throttle at the low RPMs, you get a real deep sound. Wide open throttle at the highway speed isn't gonna have a lot of noise inside. That's gonna be a good selling point for the guys who wanna be able to hold the conversation in the car, listen to the radio without that big exhaust drone going on. So 3 out of 5 on the loudness meter is one of my favorites to be at. Now, axlebacks here are just going exactly what it sounds like, from the axle back. It's really just your muffler and tip. And with this one, you're getting a 4.5-inch polished stainless steel tip, a lot bigger than your factory one, a lot wider, chrome polished, which I think looks really good. It just stands out really well. It's got the Borla name on top as well. The muffler and everything else included, 304 stainless steel, highest quality on the market, but we'll get more in detail about that a little bit later on, looking at it in comparison to the factory. As far as saving money is concerned, this one comes in right around the $800 mark, which is noticeably lower than a full catback. So if you're looking to make noise without spending all the money on a catback, great way to go here, because this is one of the more premium options out there. Now, if you're looking to save a little bit more money, you can check out some of the other options out there, but you might not be picking up 304 stainless with it, so it's really a give and take. If you're looking for the best quality axleback, Borla is known to be one of them. Install is going to get 2 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. Simple hand tools will do the trick. It's a little bit more involved than a cold air intake, but anybody can tackle it in the driveway at home. Now, I will say in some cases, your factory clamp that you'll be reusing is going to be welded onto a little tab on your muffler pipe. Now, that's not going to be every case, but if it is your case, what you'll need to do is either cut it off with some really high quality snips or grab a cutting tool and zip that thing right off. Either way, it's extremely easy to do. It's about this much of metal you got to cut off. So at the end of the day, if you have the proper tools on hand, you can get it done. I'm going to take you through every step of the process. What do you say we just get started? Tools used in this install include an impact gun, extension, 1/4-inch ratchet, 13mm deep 1/4-inch socket, 13mm deep 3/8 socket, and a 13mm swivel socket is recommended. PB Blaster or WD-40 is recommended, as well as a hanger removal tool. First up here, guys, grab a 13mm socket. You're going to loosen up the ball joint clamp right here, connecting your axle back to the over axle pipes. Grab a hanger removal tool and you're going to pop out the factory hanger from the isolator just next to your tip. At this point, you can try to slide your axle back out of position with the clamp loosened and your hanger out of position, but you may run into this sway bar. Some models may be able to squeeze it out. On ours, it's a little tight, so what we're going to do is actually remove this hanger bracket on the back end of your axle back. There's one bolt underneath and one on the side there. So I'm going to use a 13mm swivel socket and just pull our axle back muffler out of the way to connect this. Now on the frame here, there's another bolt, a 13mm right there, holding on that bracket. Now you won't be able to get an impact gun in here, but we do have our 1/4-inch ratchet with a 13 socket. Now I'm going to work this off, and the exhaust is going to want to come down, so you can either try to hold it together or have a helping hand, just to make sure it doesn't drop on you. All right, now you can disconnect it and bring it all down together. Guys, once you have your right side done, repeat the exact same process on your driver's side, and then we'll be good to install. Well guys, we finally got our factory axle back off of our 14 GT. It's on the ground here next to our Stinger S-Types. Now, I want to take you through some of the similarities, mainly the differences, and there's not a whole lot to talk about visually, but we will tackle these couple of components. Now, first things first, you'll notice that as far as hangers are concerned, everything is in the same location, which means you're going to be retaining your factory brackets, your factory mounting holes. All of that is very plain and simple. The size of the muffler is pretty notable here. Now, if you look at your factory one in comparison to the Borla option here, it's about 5 inches shorter. Now, as far as the width is concerned, not a huge difference, maybe a little bit skinnier. Overall, it definitely is a much more compact muffler. Now, the inside of this muffler is pretty much a straight through, which basically means it's going to give you a louder, more aggressive tone, not a whole lot of muffling going on inside the muffler. The factory option, that's not going to be the case. There's lots of chambers which minimize that sound, minimize drone, minimize aggression. So upgrading just the axle back alone with a straight through muffler like this is going to make all the world of difference, as you heard from our sound clips. Now, the other most notable difference here is going to be your tips. Now, the factory tip goes straight out as a slash cut, maybe 3 inches. It's really not that big. It's not that aggressive. It's pretty boring, in fact. Looking at the Borla option, that's a 4.5 inch slash cut polished stainless steel tip, which is a lot brighter in comparison. It's most night and day difference. It's also a lot more reflective, and the sidewalls here are actually a lot thicker and rolled. So it definitely looks a lot more aggressive just in the build quality. Now, you'll notice it's off at a little bit of an angle, which I actually kind of like. On the car, I think that just gives it a more aggressive slant. Now, the entire kit, front to back, is a 304 stainless steel with a mandrel bent tubing. Mandrel bent meaning it is a very smooth bend, there's no kinks, no airflow restrictions. 304 stainless steel meaning it's top quality. 304 is the highest quality you can get in the category, and 304 is going to hold up a lot more against, wintry weather elements like snow, road salt, things like that. We're used to seeing that here on the East Coast, so having the most high quality exhaust you can have is definitely going to stand the test of time in comparison to your factory mufflers, aluminized, and 409 options in the category as well. So really good quality, which is what we expect from Borla. So let's get this thing installed. We do have to transfer over these brackets, so we're going to slide these off. We're going to install those on the car, and then we're going to slide our hangers into place. Now, for this one with that little knob at the end, you're going to grab your hanger removal tool and just pinch that guy off. All right, now we can get these installed on car. All right, on our passenger side, we're gonna grab our passenger side bracket. They are side specific, so you wanna make sure you're using the passenger one. Now we're gonna hold this in position. We're just gonna lightly thread these bolts in using our hands. Get it in just, you can go as far as you can. Sometimes they get a little stuck. Now you're gonna grab the other one and go straight underneath. Grab your 13 socket and tighten them down. Now I'm going to grab our ratchet to do this one. All right, guys, now installing your new muffler, you're going to reuse your factory clamps. Now, in some cases, your factory clamp may be just tack welded onto a small bracket to your factory one, in which case you can either use some snips to cut it off, you can use a cutting wheel to cut it off. If you need to cut this somehow, you can do so. Ours are already off, so we don't have to worry about that, but in some cases you may need to. With that out of the way, what you want to do is it's recommended to use PB Blaster or WD-40 or some lubricant to lube up the factory isolators, just to make it easier to slide in place. Also, when you're putting your muffler in, if you're having a hard time getting the hangers into the isolators, you can just put the muffler on the floor and bend these brackets or these hangers upward a little bit just to get them a little bit better of an angle. Now, you just want to test fit, really. It's a trial and error. If it's too tight, try that out. If that works, perfect. That's what we're going to do here. We've got ours bent upward a little bit. We're going to slide this into place. Now you want to start on those back hangers. Put one in place, followed by the other. Once you have the two back in, you're going to rotate your muffler up to the area where your tips are going to go. All right, once you have the tips in place, you're going to rotate this isolator up and connect that to your hanger. Again, way easier when it's lubricated. You want to make sure that your muffler inlet and the over axle pipe are connected. It's more of a ball fitment, so they'll hug just like this. Once you have that perfect fitment, you want to grab your factory clamp and you're going to set it over the end just like this. Now you'll see the clamp is curved, so you want to make sure that curve is smooth, transitioning from one pipe to the other. Grab your 13 socket and tighten this down. All right, now if you need to make adjustments, you can do so now. If your tips aren't aligned properly, you can loosen this guy up, make adjustments, and tighten it back down, but then you're good to go. Guys, that's gonna wrap up my review and install for the Borla Stinger S-Type axle back for the 13 to 14 Mustang GT. If you wanna pick your setup, you can do so right here at AmericanMuscle.com.